Okay, so we're trying a mix of seeds today to see how they go. We've got some lab, some soybeans, some plantains, some chicory. We've also got some rye corn we've got left over, so we're going to throw that in. It's a bit late in the season, but we're going to see how it goes. And we've also got some vetch and some arrowleaf clover to put in today. So as you can see, we've got a wide variety of size seed here, and it's going to be a bit of an experiment, and most things farming are, and not quite often you learn from your experiments, particularly if they go wrong. And what we're going to be doing in our new seeder is putting all these different seeds in that we do have on the property already. There's some quite large ones, like the lab here. Now that's a really big seed, but the smaller seed here, we've got tiny little clovers, which are probably the size of a pinhead. We also have the soybeans, a medium-sized seed. The rye corn here, which is like a wheat, very much like a wheat, and it grows like a wheat as well, that's your rye corn. And then the chicory and the plantain are both small seeds along that kind of scale there. So they're probably about 3 mils long, about 1 mil wide. And then we've also got another small round one, which is the vetch in there. So a lot of different sizes and a lot of different shapes. We need to get them all out, and we're going to try and see how they go and do it all in one fuel run and see how we end up. Okay, so here's our inoculant for our soybeans. Now we're only sowing about 25 kilos of soybeans today, and the inoculant in its usual pack will do about 100 kilos, so this is just a part pack of the inoculant. It's a very black, thick liquid powder at the moment, like that. So what we need to do is usually put a whole pack into a litre of water. We've got about half a pack here, so we're going to put it into about 500 mils of water, so we've just got our water there. So you just dip it in there, and you give it a good stir. It's always a handy stick around. So you need to give it a really good stir to get it in first. And then you need to let it sit for about 15 minutes, stirring it occasionally. And why it takes that long is that if you actually stick your hand in it and feel it, it's actually quite gelatinous, and that's the adhesive in there. So that adhesive needs to be able to dissolve in the water, and then that's what sticks it to the coat to coat the seeds. So by the time 15 minutes is up and a few stirrings, you shouldn't be able to feel that really gelatinous material. It won't be as thick, and it does wash off easily. So we'll just leave that there 15 minutes, stirring it every couple of minutes, and we'll be right to go. And then we'll mix it into the soybeans. Here we have our soybeans. We've got 25 kilos of soybeans in here, and we're going to put the inoculant in with using the cement mixer to coat it. So here's the inoculant that we were making, and it's nice and gelatinous, and there's no big lumps in it anymore. So, and as you can see, it sticks to my hands quite readily, so it's all ready to go. So we're just going to turn the machine on and just put a thin line of this into the machine as we go and coating it, making sure it doesn't get too wet, because that's really important. We've finished coating the seed here now, and let's have a look at it. So this one here, the yellow one, was before it was coated, and the one that's in my black hand, you can see the black coating all over it. So that's really well coated, and it's also nice and dry. It's not too wet, so it will go through the seeder easier. So that's what you're looking for. You want me to push it up?
Yeah, a little bit.
So what kind of rate did you find you had yesterday? What do you reckon? Okay, so what we've got here is our minimal till disc seeder, which our very lovely and very generous neighbour Norm has given to us, and we're going to be giving it a go today. It's minimal till. There's a couple of reasons for that. One is because we don't want to be disturbing the feed that's already in the paddock, we just want to be adding to it. And the second reason is we don't want to be turning the soil, because if you expose bare soil, all you're going to get back is weeds, and it also affects the biology in the soil, and that's what we're trying to look after. This one here is a super seeder, so you can put super and seed in at the same time. We won't be doing that, we won't be using super, each to their own. We tend not to because there is a lot of phosphate already in Australian soils and we're just trying to get the biology to unlock that rather than adding it through chemical phosphorus means. Okay, so our seed is in the drop box at the top there, and as we pull the machine along, this disc here cuts into the soil. So it cuts a bit of a valley into the soil, and also if you've got running grasses like cockoo, which is very common on the coast, it will cut through those runners, which is important. So it runs along there and cuts it, and then the seed drops down this tube here and into the cut area, and then the soil will just push back over the top of it.